Welcome everybody to another Georgia Archery podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. And of course, I have my sidekick, my co-host, Robbie Surface. What's going on, Robbie?
What's going on, dude? How are you?
I'm doing all right. We had a little
Oh, I'm
camera
not
mouse.
dusty, rusty, busty, stinky,
Nope.
or
Nope,
All right, I'm just a co-host today.
you're just co-host today. So,
How about that?
yep.
What's going on, man?
Not much. How was your weekend?
Good. It was a good weekend. Got a little sunburn.
Sunburn. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw somebody post that says, bring sunscreen or
Yeah.
else.
Sunscreen is a very, very important thing when you go to the beach. I'd
For
recommend
sure.
everybody that goes to the beach apply sunscreen to all body parts that's going to be in the sun, because you will regret it if you do not.
For sure.
Don't ask me how I know.
Well, we worked Saturday, and then Mother's Day on Sunday, and
Yeah.
my oldest daughter came in and hung out, and we went to eat sushi that night, and then I grilled them the next day. So
Yeah, I saw a grill full of food.
yeah, you know how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no problem there, but just
They go hungry in your house, it's their fault.
100%. That's no doubt about it. Well, we might as well get this thing started, right?
Yeah, because my mama's got spaghetti and salads all ready.
I hear you. Well, who shot this past weekend?
There was a lot of shooting going on. The USAT had a shoot, the Gator Cup, right?
Yep, the Gator Cup down there, and there were 58 archers
58.
from Georgia.
Yeah. I'm trying to read as you're reading.
That's right.
58 Georgians in Florida shooting for the Gator Cup.
Yep, that's a pretty good crowd over there.
Mm-hmm. That's
We
that
had
outdoor stuff.
Yeah, that's outdoor. Wind blew a little bit. And first day, the youth they shot on Friday, and they had a halt. And when they come back out, they had to stand targets up. They had to take up and restake tents.
The wind was blowing.
I'm not talking the little pop-up tent like what you would carry around when you want to. I'm talking about the big tent that's hammered down with sledgehammers.
Wow, they had some wind.
Yes, they did. But we had a couple Georgians make the podium in U18 recurve women. Third place was Haya Choi.
Well, congratulations to Miss Troy.
Yep. And then U21 compound men, second place. I'm going to mess it up.
That's why I'm letting you take all these, Bubba.
Michael Suka.
I'm letting you take all of them.
I always pronounce his name wrong. He knows who it is. I know who he is. So if he
I
knows
apologize. I'm not trying to butcher her name. I'm going to let John do that.
you can handle the last one, though.
I can handle that one. U18 fixed pins women, in the third place, Miss Audrey Overton.
That's right.
I think I got that one.
So if y'all want to know, I'm reading a piece of paper over here, so I'm looking away from the camera more than I would usually do. Let's see, the NASP, the National Archery in the Schools Eastern National Tournament in Kentucky. So that I got y'all can't.
15,000
Yeah, y'all can't see it.
registered archers.
Yeah, 15,072 did shot in the bullseye.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of kids.
A lot of kids. 917 schools
Yep.
participated in that.
That's pretty cool.
The
We had a
largest
round.
archery tournament
Yep.
in the world.
Pretty much. Always set Guinness Book of World Records in the past for doing their thing. And we had over around, I didn't count them all, I'm not gonna lie. The page has 200 on each page, and there was 2 pages, and I tried to count the second page, and so we're gonna say around 400.
400 Georgia kids.
Georgia kids.
Kentucky shooting a boat.
That's pretty cool.
That's stout.
For sure it's stout.
That is stout.
So yeah, that was over the weekend, and then on Saturday, the Fort Valley Gun Club had a shoot, which I didn't see a post on how many folks they were there. And then there
T-Ball
were,
Point
yep.
shot as well. They had 36 archers
While
over there.
Jake was down in Florida, they Trip and them ran that shoot, and they had 36 archers.
That's a pretty good turnout with NASP going on and at Mother's Day weekend.
Oh yeah,
And they did that as a fundraiser, right? To try to.
yeah. Well, that's what we, hopefully that they had got a little extra money in because they got to build a fence and got to do some stuff just to teach kids how to do archery. It's a sad thing. Then also the Ogeechee Bowmen had their international round on Saturday. That was a 9 o'clock shotgun start, and they ended up with 14 archers.
Is that pretty normal for that style of shoot?
Yeah, local club shoots, right? And it's not 3D, so you don't get all the 3D guys. But normal club shoots is 15 to 20, 25. I mean, that's about normal.
Are they the only ones? Because when we talk about it, it's usually Ogeechee Bowman that are having these styles.
Yeah, they have a fixed course. In other words, they have targets in the woods so that you can hold a field shoot without having to set up anything.
Well, the reason why I was asking are there any of those style shoots in other parts of the state?
Well, we have hosted, Ace hosted in the past some of those type tournaments, but we had to set up and break down. But we hosted more state championships instead of just a regular weekend club shoot because of the numbers. You don't draw the big numbers. I like it. I think it's a whole lot of fun.
And I've heard you talk about it, and that's why I was wondering.
Yeah.
Of course, we continuously talk about trying to grow the sport of archery in
for sure.
Georgia, and that one or that style shoot always has smaller numbers.
Smaller numbers. That's right.
And the reason for the question was are there other places for people to go and experience that style of shoot outside of where Ogeechee Bowman is located?
The only other place that I know is Kennesaw Archery Club.
Do they ever host any of those style shoots?
I don't think they host any club shoots, but they have hosted some GAA type, state shoots in the past, and they've hosted the NFAA pass in the past also.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I wish there were more. It used to be more than one place to go do it, 3 or 4 places. Field was the big thing before 3D.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I know it. I mean, I knew the answers to those questions.
I know. You're asking for everybody else. Yeah,
right.
All these new folks that are in the just getting into it, trying to figure it out.
And they're shooting a black and white face.
It's a black and white face. Yep.
Distances in the woods, almost like you would shoot a 3D target.
Yeah, the international round is pretty cool because you can shoot 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 yards.
And it is in yards, not meters.
Yes, it is in yards, and it's at each distance. In other words, but it's not always in order. You may shoot the 20 and then the 60, and then you may shoot the 25 and whether you go through there 14 targets. You go through or 10 targets and you shoot them twice, makes 20 rounds. So that's for the international round. For the field round, which is coming up next month, which is the Field State Championships, which will be in Ogeechee Bowman, they shoot 14 targets 2 times a round, so they shoot 28 targets.
Gotcha.
So, and I like it. It's a lot of fun. And the cool part about it is like for the 4-H, all the seniors that get to go in the woods have to shoot. I think it's 7 of those field targets, or 5 or 7 of those field targets per state. So, I tell a lot of times if you want to, get a feel for what it looks like, go to one of those events. So, but yeah, and then Mother's Day, we hoped everybody had a great Mother's Day.
All the mamas had a great Mother's Day.
All the mamas had a great Mother's Day. All the archery moms,
Hopefully they got a break.
Maybe, there was no shoots.
They got a little bit of a break.
So, but that's what's going on. I will say, did you see the post from NFAA?
I have not.
So NFAA posted that the indoor nationals for
Yeah, I know where this is going.
2024 will be in February, Valentine's weekend, I think. That weekend in Chicago.
Was it Chicago?
Yes, it's at the Naval Pier in Chicago.
Yeah, I did see that.
So there has been some talk about that. And, I've seen some memes that were pretty funny.
Really?
Yep, because Chicago is not known to be one of the safest places in the world. And
You better carry your side piece with you.
Well, and it's against the law to carry a side piece in the state of Illinois.
Yep. Even if you got a concealed weapons permit.
100%. So it's like what's going to happen? Are you going to? And somebody posted something I thought was funny. Said it was Indians and robbers shootout. And then someone else posted, said, what are we going to do? Get locked up for carrying a weapon, having our bow in our hand? Because they're pretty strict up there. So
yeah.
I don't know how it's going to go. It's going to be pretty darn cold is all I can tell you.
And windy.
Yeah, but it's inside. This is indoors.
Yeah, that's true. It's still going to be windy, even if it's outside.
But it's going to be cold in February in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, who's shooting this coming up weekend?
Well, let's see. This weekend, the U.S. Archery Collegiate Outdoor Nationals have bombarded Georgia Southern for the weekend.
They got a good place to shoot.
They actually start scoring this weekend. So start scoring is tomorrow, Thursday. Depending on when you watch it, they're gonna start scoring Thursday. And so it's colleges from all the collegiate colleges from all over the nation coming over and shoot. I can't remember. I didn't see the registration numbers, but it's 700 last year, I think it was. So
it's pretty big.
A collegiate event is like no other event there is. It is 3D is probably the most fun to watch. When they do the shoot downs and the screaming and the hollering and the team rounds, and it's cool.
It's like being at a college football game.
It is like being at a college football game, or I would say a soccer game. You know how they get so much louder at soccer games all the time?
No, I've never been to a collegiate soccer game.
Well, it shows it like international soccer games. The people watching are really loud. So. And all the teams are rooting for all their people who are there. So, but there'll be a bunch of people from all over the nation at Southern. So
that's cool.
Wish all them luck. The GBAA state target, which UG, like I said, Geechee Bowman did an international round a couple of different times now, and those are warm ups for this state championship. So they're hosting this state championship down in Geechee Bowman, and I think the last thing I saw was about 40 registered. Okay. You have till midnight tonight to get your registration in, and then
midnight tonight being Wednesday,
yes,
May the 15th.
Yep, the 15th. So, but that's what's going on for the weekend because that's a 2-day tournament. The U.S. Archery thing, collegiate is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So,
and you missed the bow fishing event that Culpepper's.
Well, we hadn't got to Saturday. We hadn't got to Saturday yet.
Well, okay.
See, you're going ahead of me.
Yeah, I skipped
Saturday. 3D and Gainesville Archery is having their qualifier for ASA. So an ASA qualifier in Gainesville, one of your favorite places to shoot 3D.
We've talked about that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I looked at the wrong line.
Yeah. And like I said, the traditional bow hunters of Georgia having their state shoot. They call it the Dan Quillian shoot.
Where is that one being held?
Around Augusta, if I am mistaken. I have a flyer for it. I shared it on the Facebook and stuff. So, but all them trad bow guys will be down there shooting the state championship this weekend. And then
now,
now this is a fundraiser shoot that they do every year, and it's the bow fishing shoot. Yes, it's compounds, recurves, so you're shooting a bow at fish at Clark Hill.
I got a buddy of
Uh,
mine that's going up there for that.
I have a buddy of mine going too. Matter of fact, LJ and Ken are entered, so they will be there.
Okay.
7 p.m. till 7 a.m.
Man, the one time that I got to go shoot fish, I've only done it once. That
It
was
is
a lot of
fun.
fun.
There is no doubt about it. It's a lot of fun. So they kick off at 7 p.m. and weigh in is at 7 a.m. the next day. So,
Sounds like a good time.
yeah, tiring. I mean,
Oh
truthfully,
yeah, that makes for a long night.
yeah, it does. But it's a whole lot of fun. And I hope them boys have a good time. Uh, Also on Sunday for 3D, River Bottom Outdoors is having a Alabama Georgia qualifier again. You know, another qualifier. So they'll have you can qualify for the state championship and have your, at River Bottom. And if you're over at Bullseye Archery Range down there, your neck of the woods,
Down there around Valdosta.
Valdosta, they're also having a qualifier too on Sunday. And then Kennesaw Archery Club's having a regular 3D shoot. So there's a lot of stuff to do today, this weekend.
A lot of opportunities to go shoot bows.
It's not looking good for the weatherman.
Yeah, I noticed that Nathan and I were talking about going fishing Sunday morning, and I saw rain when I looked.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the weatherman for sure.
Hopefully it holds off and everybody can shoot, and it'll start raining Sunday night.
Yep. But yeah, that's what's going on this weekend. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. I tell you what, though, one other thing I wanted to bring up. This is hopefully not a rabbit hole, but I just want to bring up information. Just like the Chicago thing.
Where are we going?
So there is a transgender male.
Yep.
That's now a female.
I knew this was coming.
That is registered to shoot in the U.S. archery events.
And I hope every one of them women fail. And
I just hope they don't go.
If I had a vote or a recommendation, show up, put your bows together, and don't shoot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot of money.
I know. But if you really want to make a point,
Yep.
if you really want to show your displeasure, which I hope they do, show up, have your bows, and refuse to get on the line.
Well, let's say that there's 8 of them registered. Well, I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers. And 7 of them are born female. That would be great to show that I'm not doing it. Second of all, they need to go ahead and ask them, can they have 8 participation trophies? Because if you're going to include everybody, you might as well give a trophy for everybody that shows up.
I mean, I'm not one for participation.
Oh, I'm not either. But I mean, if you're going to, if you're going to go to the, if you're going to go that far, go that far.
It's sickening, and I really don't want to get down this rabbit hole.
I'm not trying to go deep, but I knew it was coming.
Is absolutely sickening.
Yeah.
And the sport that we love, we've gotten to this point.
It's here. And
And where does it stop? Where does that line? Who draws the line in the sand? And who says that enough is enough? And unfortunately, we can't as guys.
No.
We can't draw the line in the sand. We can't hold steadfast. We can't. The ladies have to do it.
That's right.
And I hope that they stand up for themselves. And, let's just say, for example, Paige was going to enter and shoot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance that Paige would just wipe the floor.
Yep.
With this individual.
For sure.
But
it's a principle.
It's a principle.
100%.
And it's sad that we have gotten to this point and if you're listening to this and you disagree or you have a different train of thought, I'm sorry.
Yep. We're all entitled to our opinion.
There's a birth certificate. When you're born one way or the other.
That's right.
Now, I know that sometimes things happen that... Can I say this?
You can say whatever you want,
If
man.
you got a wang-a-lang, you're a dude.
Yep. You were born that way.
And if you don't...
If you got XY chromosomes, you got both, right, in your system, then you're a man. It doesn't matter if I remove parts or,
Right.
you know,
If you're
It's-
toting a wang lang, you're a dude, and you should shoot with the dudes. It's just that simple.
even if you had it cut off and tucked in, it
Yep.
don't matter.
You're a
You were
dude.
born a man.
Yep.
Your body can't do the same. They had the same thing with the in the swimming. You know,
Sickening,
and
man.
it's just it drives me
It's
crazy.
sickening, and it's sad to see the state of our world, if you will, going in the direction it's going.
Oh.
And I don't know how you stop it. I don't know how you fix it.
I don't know. It's
But it's sad that we
It
have
is.
gotten to this point, and I hope that every one of them women that were born women that want to compete against women stand up for themselves.
now. If there was a different class that just says, "Run what you brung," you know, so
It'll
be
be
it.
different.
When you go to Vegas, there's a championship class,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
There's a championship class. It doesn't say male or female. And some females have shot in that championship class.
Yep.
And I'm good with that.
Yep.
Because it didn't have championship men, championship women. It says championship,
Hmm.
right? I'm good with that.
This ain't the case.
Because that was we knew it from the get-go. Anybody can shoot, right? And that's fine.
That's not the
But
case here.
not if it says women's sport, it's a women's sport. If it says men's
Mhm.
sport, it's a men's sport. If it's I don't know. It's just
Yeah, we may get some hate off this, and so be it.
probably so. But I've just been flipping through it and looking at it, and it's driving me.
I read a lot of the
crazy.
comments.
I have read tons of the comments.
I have not found one that I really thought was like standing up for it. You know,
Well,
there may have been one. I did read one,
Maybe.
kind of on the fence. But look, man, it's pretty simple. If you're toting in parts, you're a dude shooting a dude's class. Whether you can win or not, if you can't win, practice more. Don't go to the ladies'
Who
class.
cares? Who cares? Shoot, work harder.
Yeah, exactly. I think you got one of those posters in the office up there. It's sickening, and there's a whole lot more that I'd like to say, but I'm
for
not going to
sure.
say on here.
No doubt about it. But I just want to bring it up because it's part of archery, right? So we're bringing it up into
It's a sad part now.
Yep.
It didn't used to be a part of it.
and it's
How everything is changing and evolving, and not everything is there's not everything for the good. This is something that is not for the good, and I hope that every one of them women. I wish I was in a financial state in my life where I could pay the entry fees for all those women that are women
that then say don't bother.
and don't bother.
Yep, I can feel it. I can
'Cause
understand.
If I could financially afford to do it for those women, I promise you I would write that check. And
Yep.
as long as they agreed not to shoot,
That's right. I tell you, I wouldn't
because
write
that's
the
the
check.
only way we're going
Honestly,
to be able to stand up.
I wouldn't write the check, and I'll tell you why. Because all you're doing is they don't care if you show up or not.
Well, that's
the
a fair
organization
point,
is
too.
going to make the money,
That's a fair
and
point.
they
too.
don't care.
That's
But
a
if
fair
you
point.
go ahead and withdraw, all 6, 8, 10 of them withdrew and says, "Hey, I want my money back," and that
hit them in their pocket. I mean, that's a fair point, but from a viewership standpoint, for a this is giving us a black eye kind of standpoint.
for sure.
Yeah, they paid, and none of them showed to shoot, or they're all here, but they
yeah.
refused to shoot.
Yeah.
This don't look good.
Yeah, this ain't gonna look good. There ain't no doubt about it. But at the same time,
They're not worried about
they're
that.
not
They're
worried
worried about the dollar in their
there's a
pocket.
dollar bill thing. It keeps going up. Prices are going up. I tell you. But to ease off of this one, I did forget that the Paris, Texas shoot is this weekend. So the girls with bows are headed out to Paris, Texas.
Yeah, that's not an ASA event. It's just like an ASA.
It is
right?
it is an ASA state event. It's a state ASA event. So it's not.
But they made that into a bigger.
Oh yeah, well it's the
thing.
same place that we shot for however many years.
Right.
So everybody knows the place, and when honestly, they outgrew the place.
That's when Gillingham was sitting on his knees shooting him the shoot
Yep.
off.
And then all the signs blew away, and Darren Christenberry said on his interview, he said, "I Tim Gillinghammed it, I hammered it." He's like,
Right-handed or left-handed?
It was right-handed.
At that point.
Yep, it was funny. It was, it's like I pulled a Tim Gillingham, I hammered that sucker into the 12. That was the funniest interview there was. But yeah, so that good luck to any Georgians that are headed out that way. It's a little bigger, it's a little more fun. But the Girls with Bows, we happen to know them girls very well,
Yeah.
and they're headed out that way to sell some merch and
Well, be careful and shoot it up and have fun.
yeah, for sure. And well, let's see. I had one other thing that I was going to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. God,
It's not on the show notes.
I know. I don't remember.
I don't either.
Oh, Bowtech. Just so happens that's the brand I shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Is having a rally.
I seen you share. What is that?
All right, so it's a cool event. It's a TAC type event.
Where?
It'll be in Cave City, Kentucky. July 26th, 27th, and 28th.
You going?
Don't know yet. I hadn't
I see you looking over at Mama.
hadn't run it by the boss yet.
Want to go to Kentucky? There's bourbon in Kentucky.
Yeah, there's lots of bourbon in Kentucky. But I tell you what's funny is Friday is Bowtech archers only, and then Saturday and Sunday will be open to the public, which you can register in a month. So, but registration for any Bowtech archer has opened now, so you can register and shoot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Is this the first time that they've done that?
This is the first time they're doing it, and what they're using is the Mountain Archery Fest group is hosting this. So they'll have all the Mountain Archery Fest courses. So the course that we was talking about with the world record course, and then the one that's like super difficult from 3 to 100 yards, big steep angles and so
That's
forth.
my kind of.
And then they'll have a couple of other different intermediate type ranges. So they got, I think it's 5 ranges that you can shoot. And I just thought it was an event. It's cool because it's gonna, yes, it's a Bowtech thing, but other than that, anybody can shoot it Saturday and Sunday. So we know how much fun we had at TAC. So
A blast.
and it's an event like that. So I'm thinking it's gonna be pretty cool. So
Hopefully.
they just released it today. Yes, I shared it. Say, hey, let's go, because it looks fun. So, but July and running up down the mountains, it'll be a little hotter.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even up there.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be fun if I go. I haven't walked that by the boss yet because it was just released today. So
Well, she's heard it now.
yeah, she's heard it. And she don't have no problem. She'd be like, have Bo will travel. She'll ride with me, I guess. So
I'm sure she will.
I got some guys I've been trying to get so that we can all, not that I wouldn't go up by myself, but I got a couple other guys. And I was like, hey, you want to go do this and meet up there and shoot together, that type of thing. So
It'd be tough for me to get out of there at that time of the year.
yeah, if you're a Bowtech guy, you're gonna save some money by registering. I think it's somewhere around that $60 a day shoot for Saturday and Sunday, and then if you buy a 2-day pass for anybody, then that'd be 6 to 120. Maybe it's 110. Maybe you save $10 or $12, whatever it is for 2 days. But the Bowtech guys pay 1 day and get to shoot all 3. So,
Oh, that's cool.
they're I thought that was pretty cool. And then they'll have some sort of like TAC has the concert type thing and some food and all that at the end of each day, Friday and Saturday for sure. So,
We need more things like this.
oh, you're not lying,
We
man.
need
That's-
more things like
it's more fun than you can ever imagine.
Yep.
So I like it. I think that's why I was interested, because it says, hey, I enjoyed TAC so much, and it's still not that far. And there's another TAC, Indiana, Kentucky borderline. That's the closest one to us. It'll be the end of the year. We'll see how that one goes too, but I don't think I can make that one because that's balls to the wall season right there.
No. I'd definitely like to make another TAC, but
Yeah.
it won't be this year.
We're gonna end up, if we make TACs, we liked it so much. If we're gonna make a different TAC, it'll have to be an earlier TAC, probably.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, be in the industry that we're in doing what we do.
For
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I mean, unless we become sales reps.
I don't have the appearance for that.
Well, it ain't appearance as much as it is. It's a whole lot of travel.
Yeah, I don't have the appearance.
Think about if he went all over the southeast, or
Yeah.
some of those reps have 8 states. I mean, how do you keep up with that?
I don't know how they do what they do.
No doubt about it. But better than to me. I'm glad they do, and I'm glad to
For
see them
sure.
when I can see them for
Yeah.
sure. But
For sure.
yeah, I think we've covered most everything except for if you have any events that you want us on our calendars, send us a message or an email at
GeorgiaArchery@gmail.com.
go Robbie, and then you make sure you follow us on all of social media. We are on.
TikTok,
Yep.
Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram,
We're on the
X,
Gram,
Snapchat,
Chat
and
Snatters,
Chap Snatters,
Twitters,
Tweeter.
and
It'll always be Tweeter.
that's right, X. What is that? Anyway, um, we're also on YouTube. So, and if you would like to listen to it in an audio form, your favorite podcast app will probably have us covered. So, most of them are Spotify. The most popular are Spotify and Apple and the Google, which is now YouTube Music, and a bunch of other ones. You can find us on Amazon and so forth and so on. So
If you listen to podcasts, you can find the George Archer podcast.
For sure.
YouTube, all of them. I mean,
Pretty
they're
much.
everywhere.
yeah, and if you don't find it, send me a message because
We'll
I'll
get it on there.
I'll get it pushed to it. So, but yeah, and be sure to follow us on all of those platforms, and like us and share us, so that more people can hear what we got to talk about and can find the art, places to shoot and look at the calendar and so forth and so on. But yeah, if you follow us on Facebook, the video part will
YouTube.
go out onto YouTube after the audio goes out. Always goes out first, goes out to all the audio platforms, and then videos uploaded. Usually, I try my best to get both of them uploaded within the next 30 minutes or so. And I've been building these cool looking thumbnails. I don't know if you've
Yeah,
noticed,
I've noticed.
Robbie.
Mhm.
Something a little different, trying to get a little thumbnail going. And
And it brings up something that I wanted to mention that I don't know that we've mentioned a lot in the past is if you have something that you'd like for us to chat about.
for sure.
And whether it be, what we just kind of mentioned with the dude competing in women archery, if you have something archery related that you'd like to see discussed, I'd love to be able to get this so that we could do this in some shape, form, or fashion where we had some people, interacting with us.
The plan will be probably, and here is the cat out in the bag. The plan is probably to try to do a live stream once a month. In the long run of things, we just had to get this back going, get all the bugs worked out, and maybe once a month. It may not be on a Wednesday, but it could be on another day that me and Robbie can get together and do a live stream, and we'll read all the comments. And
But if you got something you want talked about or you want us to mention, whether it's a shoot or a fundraiser or even an item,
oh, for sure,
send us an email at georgearchery@gmail.com and give us an opportunity to at least talk about it.
That's right. And other things, like if you have you're working with a guy raising arrows,
Nick Edwards and Raising Arrows TV. Yep.
That's right. So we may get Matt on here to talk a little bit and have just a conversation about what he's got going on. If you got a YouTube channel that's talking about archery and you want to hey, get on and chat with us, send us a message. We will do it. Matter of fact, that just leads into we probably will have a special guest next week.
Oh.
So Eric from Southeast Bowhunter Podcast.
Okay, cool.
So it'll be three of us and we'll just chat it up. I told him that how our format works. He's watched it, listened to it. I said we'll probably run through at about the halfway mark. We'll talk, get through our stuff real fast, and then we'll talk to him and see what he's got going on. And
let's do it.
He's talked to some of the coolest cats in the industry.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good podcasts out there.
So if you want to listen to another podcast that has to do with archery, I mean, he's a pretty cool cat. He's got lots of different people. So we're gonna get Eric in here and we'll chat with him next week. See how that goes. So I've been trying to work that in the background right now, building, so that everything lays out and looks good. So
well, cool. I look forward to that.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We hit the number like we usually do. We try to hit that 30-minute mark, so we're right there at it. But until next time, I'm Nick
Um,
John.
and I'm Robbie.
We'll see
You don't
you.
ever know when I'm gonna throw it in.
100%.